Hello everybody, welcome. Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, time for Stamping with Denise. Welcome. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Some of you may have had a holiday today. Here in the U.S. it was, it's President's Day, so a lot of people had off. I didn't, but my husband did. So let me pull this up here and give a minute while everybody's finding us. It always takes a couple minutes. So let's see here. There we go. There's that. Okay, welcome. Welcome. Well, when I was out earlier, there was some of that white stuff coming out of the sky, so it sounds like looks like we're gonna have a little bit of snow and precipitation tonight. So I hope it's not too slick in the morning. This is Michigan. You just never know what to expect, I guess. Okay, well, I have another really cute box to show you tonight. I think it's just adorable, and I hope you think so too. Remember last week we made this box. Let me see if I can show it to you. There you go. Hate to put her in. Use that lily pad paper that's part of Sale-A-Bration. You know, we only have about 6 weeks of Sale-A-Bration left. So get your stuff. Anyway, if you share my post, you get a chance to win the project I worked on. And so Sandra Tange is going to win this box. And because it folds flat, I think I can get it to you. If for some reason I can't get it in just a regular box, I'll send you a card instead, Sandra. I have an address from before, from when you've won my card. I hope the address has not changed. If it, please send me a message through Facebook and let me know, and I'll get this out to you. I think I might be able to get it in like a legal size envelope. So thank you, very much appreciated. And I think y'all are gonna like tonight's little box, so I hope you do. Hang on tight. I'm going to put the phone up in the holder and we're going to get started. I know I was talking about that there was snow earlier tonight, but I did realize just, I guess yesterday, that we're only about a month out from the beginning of spring. It's like March 29th or something like that. So that's not too far. I really need to move someplace warmer and get away from this weather, although like I said last week, this has not been a bad winter here in Michigan. Okay, so you've seen it. Look at this cute little box. We are going to make this tonight. Use a brad for the little latch. And you use the tag topper punch to make that. And look at that. Is that not cute? I think it's just adorable. I saw that. I said, I got to do that. So we are going to work on that tonight. Super simple. And I changed a couple things from the one that I found on the internet, or I changed one thing anyway because I just thought it made it easier. So we're going to make another one just like it. Now this one will not be able to be mailed because it is glued. So if you win this and you're a distance, I'll send you a card instead. But if you're local, you could pick it up when you come to class or something. So we're making another one just like it. I have soft seafoam cardstock, and this is 4.5 by 7 3/4. Okay, so I am going to pull out my trimmer again. This time I was smart and I left space there in front of me for the trimmer to sit. Let's see, and I'm going to put this cutting blade way out there so I don't accidentally. And we are going to start here, and on this short side, this is 4.5 inches, we are going to score that at 1 1/4. and 3 1/4. Gotta look at my directions. There we go. Okay, then we're going to turn it on the long side, and we're going to score that at 1 1/4, 3 1/4, 4 1/2. Oops, I gotta pull the arm out because I need to go to 6 1/2, and it's just right there. Okay, there you go. We are all done with this. Let me get that out of the way. I gotta tell you, yesterday when I was making that one, I kept cutting the wrong spot. It took me like 4 times before I finally got it right. So, like I did last week, I made a little visual of what we're going to. I'm gonna turn it like this for you. This is symmetrical, so it doesn't make any difference which side you pick. But you're gonna have one for the, top of the. This is gonna be the top of the box. This will be the bottom of the box. So, on my little template here, sort of like, the black lines are all the scores, and the purple are where you're gonna cut. So, I'm going to get started here and make sure I don't cut the wrong way. So, I'm gonna wedge that a little bit. I'm gonna trim that just a little more. There we go. Oops. Yep, we're gonna cut this whole corner off, but we're gonna wedge this right here. This just helps it go in, insert into the box easier. Okay. I'm gonna work my way around. We're gonna take this one off here. We're gonna cut this, wedge this one a little bit. Trim that right there. There we go. And cut this one. See where I kept goofing up? I wanted to cut these side ones, but you don't. You cut these two down here. So just keep that in mind. And you're going to wedge these outside ones out here a little bit. So there we go. Get that trash out of the way. So you can see right now, we've cut the purple out. Oh, yeah, I haven't cut this out here, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. But we wedge these two pieces out. We wedge those two out. Now, here's the adjustment that I made. The lady who I initially saw, she had us using the punch on these two pieces. And I just found it way too hard to get the punch in there. I was wrinkling the cardstock. So what I did was I just decided to trim off these flaps a little bit, make them just a little bit shorter, and it works just fine. So the only thing we're going to use the tag topper punch on is the front lid. Okay, so just take a little bit off of here. That's maybe, I don't know, 1/4 inch. Like that. So now it'll fit fine. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish here. Yeah, I probably should burnish before I cut, but I don't know, my preference is to do it this way. But when if you burnish after you cut, you risk tearing things. So you have to use a little bit of care. And okay, so that's that way. Now we're going to do the sides. this is just, I just thought this box was adorable, and you could decorate it in so many ways. You could put some designer series paper on the top. You could do like I did and stamp it and put little flowers on it. Whatever. Okay, so there we go. This is the top of the box, okay? And so since this is the lid, this is the end we're gonna put in, we're gonna use the punch on, okay? This is the tag topper punch we're gonna use. And this fits in here, but it fits in here very tight, okay? You will have to kind of wiggle it, finesse it. I get it started, then I flip it over to make sure that I can get it centered. Okay, let me turn it so I can see it. Here, I want to make sure too that y'all can see it. Let me see here. Yep, like that. I think that works good. And then just push all the way down. Get that out of the way there. No. Oops. There you go. And that's that. And that's all the cutting, punching on that. So before we assemble it, we're going to stamp. And like I said, this is the outside of the, well, no, which way is it? Yep, this is the top of the box. So this is the part I'm going to stamp on right here. Okay, and for this decoration, I'm using the Thoughtful Blooms Sale-A-Bration set along with the coordinating punch. The stamp set you can get free with a $50 purchase, and the punch you can get free with a $100 purchase. And I think it's adorable. Okay, so I am going to use this stamp. I'm using Old Olive because that's kind of my go-to for like all things foliage. So we're gonna ink that up. And you know, this fits on here just perfect, like this. Just like that. And remember, because we're using photopolymer, we're stamping on something soft and cushy so that we get a better impression. Okay. Oh shoot, I didn't grab a piece of scrap paper. Well, I guess we will use this here, not scrap paper, to stamp our flowers on. So, again, the foliage was Old Olive. So for the main flower, I'm going to use Petal Pink. I'm going to stamp 6 of those, okay? Because making 3 flowers, and I use 2 of those for each flower. So we're going to do 1. If you have one that's not completely stamped right, like that one, I could probably use that in the back. I might even be able to stamp over it. Let's see. Sometimes I can. Let's see. Not too bad. But I'm going to do it. I could do an extra one. Did make it darker though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do an extra one for good measure. Like I said, if I got some that are not quite even, I don't like that one. I'm gonna do another one here. If I've got one that I don't like so much, I could put that one on the back and still use it. Okay, and then we're gonna use Flirty Flamingo to put the little highlight, for lack of a better word, on the little flowers. Okay. Just a little star. Let's see, I'm going to use a couple of these. I'm going to use this one. So these will be the flowers on top. 1. 2 and 3. Perfect. We'll put that away. Wonderful. That's all there is to that. Now we're going to get out the small bloom punch. Remember, free with a $100 purchase. This is a stamp set and punch you would get a lot of use out of. I can guarantee you. I could see it being used for so many things. And I like the sentiments in it. Hold on here. Some days I just don't, it just doesn't want to line up the way I want it to, you know? Guess I'll do this one right here. So let's get that lined up. There's that one, and I'll use this one over here. I don't know, I think you could put little candies in this. You could put little votive candles in it. I don't know, you could put so many different things. And I think that for these, because they're so small and kind of flat, I don't want them to be real high profile. I am going to glue these together with glue dots, okay? So, oops, that was not very center of my flower at all, was it? What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it up, I'm going to do the back instead of the front. We'll try that. See, I'm going to put it on there like that. And there we go. And you can kind of curl them a little bit. I do better if I put on the back of this one versus the front of the other. Okay. There we go. And the last one. And then I'm going to put the little pearls right in the center of the flower on top. Okay, I've got some tiny little pearls. I can get my little craft knife. I'll put those right on there. I just like the craft knife. I know we've got that U-Pick tool, and it's great, but sometimes I need something just a little bit with a finer edge, and this works just great. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna put, well, we're not gonna put those on yet. Well, you know what, I can put the glue dots on. I'll just flip them upside down. Set them out of the way, then they'll be ready to go. Good. That's out. Okay. So the way your box is going to go together is like this, okay? Oops, those two flaps are going to go inside. The side ones are going to go in, and this is going to go here and attach on the brad, okay? So whenever you're doing a box, you always want to do a dry fit before you put adhesive on, so you know it all works. And this works, so I am going to go ahead and use my Tombow liquid glue. And there's 4 places. Again, this is the top of the lid. You're going to put adhesive on these 2 surfaces and these 2 surfaces. And since I'm using this liquid glue, I am only going to do 2 of these at a time, because anymore I risk getting glue all over everywhere. So, put it like this. Make sure that those fit really nice. Here we go. Then I'm going to put glue on here and glue on here. Whenever you're making a 3D project, like a box or something, or a bag, you want to use a stronger adhesive, more than just snail. You want to use like our tear and tape, which is great. The Tombow is good too. We used to have that fast fuse, but we don't have that anymore. It was a good one for 3-dimensional projects like this. Okay, so I am going to, I'm going to trim those off just a little bit more because they don't want to go in super easy. So I'm going to trim off just a little more on the flaps so that they don't have to struggle on them. So, I mean, you could cut the flap off completely if you wanted to, these two side ones, but I just think it gives it a more finished look. But I don't think you need the tag punch. There we go. There we go. Now it goes in. And you're going to take, now you got to figure out the placement for your brad. Where did my pencil go? There it is. I knew I just had it. And the box is all glued together. You're going to put it down as low as you can go. I made mistakes and put it up too high and had to redo it. So there's my guide. You're going to get your hole punch, whatever hole punch you might have, and punch that hole out. Now you're going through like 3 layers, so there we go. There we are. There's that. And take your brad. You know how it works. Put it through the hole. Your inclination is to put it really tight on the box, to really push it down tight, but you want a little bit of play in it so that there's room for the, this little flap to hook under. So let's see how we are. I may need to adjust it. Come on. There we go. Now, is that down too low? Come on. There we go. We got it. Maybe I should have put it up just a little bit more, not quite so high. But there we go. There's your little box. Oh, I haven't put the decorations on top. Go figure. Okay. I'm gonna put a little flower in the center. I don't know. I played around with where I was gonna put the flowers. I don't know. I guess it doesn't make any difference. I can put one here. I can put one here. This one will be a little different. It'll be diagonal, but there you go. Cute little box with a brad for a closure. And I hope you like that. If you like that, please share my video. Give me a comment. Let me know you shared. And I will, hopefully you'll be able to win a project, one of my projects. So thank y'all for joining me, and I will see you all next week, Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Stampin' with Denise. Thanks for coming by, you guys. Bye now.